Well, this week the Andrew Forrest-backed Fortescue sacked about 90 of its staff on its green hydrogen project spread across its electrolyser facility in Queensland and a hydrogen lab in Western Australia. It's funny because the Prime Minister said this 2 months ago, almost to the day.
Green hydrogen, we believe, has a role to play in Australia's future, and indeed that's recognised around the globe. When the solar industry was starting off decades ago, there were many who said, it doesn't stack up. We know today that solar energy is the cheapest form of new energy. Green hydrogen Australia is in a unique position of having the best solar resources in the world, amongst the best wind resources in the world. We have everything that can go into the creation of green hydrogen to create green metals.
And keep in mind that 99% of the touted capacity of hydrogen projects in Australia have not moved beyond the concept or approval stage. Joining us now to discuss this and more, Environment Editor at The Australian and Sky News contributor Graham Lloyd. Graham, welcome. I mean, you know, it looks good on paper, but there are much larger issues at play here and a lesson to be learnt. These projects keep falling over. This isn't the first time that Twiggy has scaled back his investment. When's anyone going to wake up and actually say this is a seriously green dream?
Well, good evening, Caleb. Certainly the industry has reached that point, and not surprisingly, it's the government that's sort of late to the party and realising that it's throwing good money after bad. Mr Forrest was heavily invested in Queensland. The Queensland government had other priorities. He's a smart guy. He's packed up his tent and he's gone back to Western Australia to concentrate on trying to make green steel. And that is really because they're quite concerned that China's going to swap the Australian iron ore it's buying for higher grade resources out of Africa. So that's where he's going to now put his attention, because the green hydrogen boondoggle has bust. There is no international market. It's higher cost to do than anyone expected, and so it's time to look somewhere else.
Well, there was $60 million in taxpayer cash on the table for this project in Gladstone. What happens to that now?
Well, I think you'll have to look at what the agreements were with the government in terms of putting that money in. For Andrew Forrest and Fortescue, that's not a great deal of money. He'll probably repay that if that's the wise thing to do, because he'll pick it up for his green metals investments over in Western Australia.
Now, of course, Chris Bowen's been running around this week. He's dining out on the election. He keeps saying it's a vote for the renewables agenda. People have backed it all in. I don't think that's exactly what people voted for. I think they just didn't really want Peter Dutton in the lodge. That's by the by. But it is clear that they are not going to change course one bit on the agenda they had in the last term. When are we going to get that reduction in our power bills?
Well, this is still the big question, Caleb. I mean, winners are grinners when it comes to elections, and certainly Chris Bowen is out there saying, look, this is fantastic and it's a great vote for him and his plans. The difficult part, of course, is delivering it, and there's a lot of evidence that this is a bit more difficult and more expensive than people had hoped. And on that score, green hydrogen was going to be a key part of that. And we're seeing now the power authorities saying grid vulnerability is an issue, and that requires a much greater use of gas. So with hydrogen not available to do that, gas is going to have to. These are the real issues that Chris Bowen is going to have to grapple with. He's got clear air now to pursue a renewables heavy approach. Now he just has to finalise the plan of how it's going to work and how they can get the costs back off consolidated revenue where they belong, and that's people who are using the power.
Indeed.